Hey there, everybody. It's Mike Delisio with another Dice Tower Daily Unboxing. Today, we're going to be taking a look at High Noon, the 4-player starter set, white label game system. Says 60 to 120 minutes, 2 to 4 players, or to infinity with expansions. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Pick your posse. High Noon is a tactical combat board game set in a fictional Wild West universe. Take control of your posse as they look to seize the day with the most gold at the end of 12 rounds or as the last posse standing. This core game starter set has everything you need and up to 3 more players. You and up to 3 more players need to stage epic shootouts in the backwater town of Sweetwater Gulch. All right, so a combat game based in kind of a fictionalized Old West universe. Let's take a look inside this relatively large box. Here's our rule book. It looks to be a pretty substantial rule book, but it also could just have a lot of examples. So here we've got our components, which look to be made up mostly of tiles, some chips, and miniatures. All right. Also character sheets and a whole lot of cards. Here's our game overview, character sheets, ammunition, loot crates, chips, game tiles. The setup, playing the game. So turns are broken into phases. Phase 1 is movement, phase 2 is action, phase 3 is drawing cards, and it goes into more detail about the different actions you can do and all of the different phases of the game. It talks about combat, which makes sense. It looks like this has a big skirmish component. All right, there we go. Let's take a look at the rest of the components here. This looks to be perhaps a map. I don't know what actual player use this has. I'm not sure if this is something that's actually used in the game or if it's just more of like a kind of a flavor for the game, but show that off anyway. So we've got a lot of stuff here. So let's look at our player sheets. All right. Kind of see the different player sheets you have, different stats. All right. Those will go there. Looks like we've got our maybe first player marker. That would be my guess. First player marker. And we've got a whole lot of cards here. But they look to be almost like poker cards. There's other cards under there. Yeah, so it looks like these are the different characters here. So this is Sheriff Garrett. I don't know that I have to show off all these cards. You're going to see that they've just got their own deck that are going to have, look like some attack values and maybe some defense values. And so I imagine each character, Deputy Gates, each character is going to have a similar deck would be my guess. Maybe with, they might have unique action cards, things along those lines. All right. Looks like we got a lot of little cardboard components down here. Pre-punched cardboard tokens. You can kind of see they all have like a bit of a shiny finish to them. All right, let's get those all kind of spread out in there. Let's look at some of these cards. These appear to be slightly different than the player cards. So this looks like maybe some equipment. It's got your medical kit here. Seems like a whole lot of white space in very small font. I don't really know why they wouldn't use that space and increase the size of the font. That's just my personal opinion. Here it looks like it would make sense because you're placing maybe some tokens down there, but I'm a big believer in make the font as big as you can. Again, this is another one where I do wish they had just made the font a bit larger. Not unusable, but I don't know that it needed to be that small. Card quality seems okay. I mean, they're a little thin. All right. Do these look like they're going to be? Yeah, these are going to be. I'll open another pack, but they really look like they're going to be more of the same. So not a whole lot of variation between them that warrants showing every card in the deck. Got some snake oil here. Coffee beans. More weapons that you could use. Foods. All right, well. Let's put these back. Looks like the insert does a pretty nice job of keeping everything in its place. I don't know, once the cards are open, you might want to keep those in their own little deck. Otherwise, I think those could swim around a little bit. Let's look at our tiles. Now, these are really, it's an odd, they're almost plastic. I thought they were cardstock, but they're not. You can hear what type of material it is just from the sound. All right. And then there's a lot of, yeah, these are interesting. There's a whole lot of kind of deserty, single-sided terrain tiles where you're going to have your shootouts, I suppose. Some interiors. All right, well, let's look at some of these minis. They're not the largest or most detailed minis in the world, but you can get an idea of them anyway. There you go. I'm not going to show all of them, but I think just so you can get an idea of the scope of them, the level of detail, things along those lines. There we go. And let's just do one more. All right, well, I think that gives us a pretty good idea of what you're going to find inside the box of High Noon. Thank you for watching another Dice Tower Daily Unboxing.